Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
So I guess if you're going to direct a movie, you might as well do it in Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, like that's what I always say. If you got to work, try to work in Hawaii. It's it was great. I mean, you got to really kind of do what I wanted to do with the movie in terms of expand from Journey 1. Journey 1 had a great 3D experience. It was very fun. But I wanted to get off a soundstage. I wanted to bring a scope and scale to Journey 2 that you couldn't really achieve on a soundstage. So we looked at, okay, what could be Mysterious Island? Like, where could we really go? Hawaii. Fantastic mountain ranges, fantastic jungles, allows me to get the actors in the dirt, you know, allows me to shoot a scale that, you know, you couldn't achieve on the soundstage. And it just was hopefully doing two things. Giving the island a characterization, you know, making it feel dangerous, making it feel real, and then giving the actors something to play with, to really get in the mud, to really shoot in the rainforest. So it was about kind of building a bigger experience out of Journey 2.
But there had to be some challenges because of that.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I basically brought it on myself. I was like, okay, let's go to this like uncivilized location, and of course it's uncivilized. So when you're shooting in a rainforest, it rains. So there were days where there was like mud up to our knees, of rain was pouring 1 hour, and it was sunny the next hour. But I'll honestly say that no matter what kind of difficulty came, I knew the advantages were going to be greater. I knew what it was going to offer the film was going to be a lot more beneficial than the difficulties I had to go through, because you get happy accidents. You know, we're sitting there in the jungle one day and it's pouring down rain, and my DP taps me on the shoulder and he goes, "Look at that." And there's these beautiful God rays coming down. And I mean, there's not enough lights in Hollywood to create this, right? So I'm like, turn the camera around, let's get Dwayne, let's get Josh. And that was a scene where they're running from the lizard. That was just all grabbed on the spot. That's all natural lighting. We didn't have time to put up a light. So those are the kind of happy accidents that you want to get out of a location, and Hawaii supplied us with. That's one of many Hawaii kind of gave us.
Right. Now, of course, the 3D is amazing. It
thanks.
really enhanced this movie, I thought. And I've never been a huge fan of 3D.
Sure.
The first one was 3D.
Yeah.
But you use the same equipment, or has it come further since in the last few years?
No, we were really lucky. We got basically James Cameron's newest 3D technology post-Avatar. So we worked with Pace to develop actually new rigging. So one of the things is, you know, you want to go to this jungle, you want to shoot in these caves. Some of the technology that you need doesn't exist. So we were at this place where, and I feel like 3D is at this place where, as storytellers, we're kind of pushing how we want to tell our stories with the technology, but the technology is not always there. So we ended up developing our own Steadicam. We were the first movie to use a 3D Steadicam rig. We developed our own rotating heads for our cranes. We developed brand new underwater housing footage or housing equipment for the cameras. It was all about, okay, how do I use 3D as a storytelling device to make it more immersive? How do I get the audience to fall into this experience? How do I push 3D in a way that I haven't seen, or like you said, like you don't. It's hard to be a fan of 3D if it's not like done to its fullest. I wanted to give an experience with Journey 2 that I thought was part of the franchise, which is promising you a great 3D experience. And so it's about taking the technology and continuing to push it.
Do you love dropping James Cameron's name?
Well, I'm a Canadian and he's a Canadian, and anytime that you can like cheer for your brethren, you want to. And he's also one of the guys that's inspiring. He's like, I grew up watching Terminator 2. You know, he's one of these fantastic Hollywood storytellers. Spielberg, Zemeckis, Cameron, J.J. Abrams. These are the guys that inspired me as a kid, that inspired me to make a movie like this, and ultimately the guys that one day you want to be compared to, because they're the people you hold up on a pedestal.
Let's talk about the cast.
Cool.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, he's irresistible, but so big.
Right.
I mean, and in 3D.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing with Dwayne is that, like, and I say this about working with stars of his caliber, you got to collaborate with them. You know, you want to get the best out of Dwayne. So one of the things I looked at with Dwayne's movies is he'd done these amazing kind of comedies like Game Plan, like really funny family films, and then he goes over here and does this like kick-ass action movie with like Fast Five. I wanted the full Dwayne Johnson experience. I wanted to give him like, his hero moments, let him crack some jokes, showcase how he can play a ukulele, the peck pops. Like, the thing about it is collaborating with a guy like that so that he not only excels personally, but then he gives you these like versions of like a 3D technology kind of interplay where, like, the peck pop, like only a 6'4", 280-pound superstar can do that. And it was really fun to work with those guys. And so not only are we like trying to build the best experience and the best version of them, but we're trying to work together to give the audience the best experience we can.
And of course, Josh big up-and-comer, but he did the first one.
Yes, yeah. Josh was the guy that we pulled back from Journey 1, and one of the things I said to Josh was, in Journey 1, you know, it was kind of like Brendan's adventure. Journey 2 is kind of your adventure, and I related to this as like the teenager who wants to trailblaze, to like go out there and do your own thing. And Josh is basically like a movie star. I mean, the guy is super professional, super talented, and I would say that Josh and Vanessa and the guys who haven't proven themselves yet, like Michael Caine and like Dwayne, they have that quality that you need to be great, which is a fearlessness. They are willing to jump off that proverbial cliff with you immediately. And these two young movie stars, I mean, they showed up every day willing, completely capable of doing that. And so there's really, like, the sky's the limit for those guys. I feel really lucky because I know for a fact Josh is going to be a huge star.
And of course, Luis is over the top.
Yeah.
And then to see Michael Caine, I mean, what, those two, my goodness.
Well, I mean, like, okay, Michael Caine has a Sir in front of his name, and he has 2 Academy Awards at home. So it's, you feel lucky just to be around him. And then you get around him, and he's super friendly, he's super nice. And the funniest thing with directing Michael Caine is, you know, you get halfway through your sentence of direction, he go, okay, I got it. He knows. He knows exactly where you're going. He's there already waiting for you to finish the sentence. So it was kind of like, you'd say half a sentence, and he'd like, no problem, Brad. And then he'd give it to you, and you're like, great, take 2, we're done. And then what, like, I can't say enough about Louis. Louis, like, I call Louis the scene stealer, because he shows up and every time he opens his mouth, you laugh. You just can't help it. He's so nice, he's so charismatic, and he fit in really well. Like, he brought kind of like a fun kind of family, you know, jokiness to the scene and to the dynamics. And it was interesting, when I was developing it, I knew there was an opportunity for a great cast. What I didn't fully see coming was how this movie allows all these different endpoints. Whether you're Michael Caine, where you're an older person who wants to kind of enjoy an adventure film, you have basically Michael playing like his own Indiana Jones. Dwayne, who's like the superstar, and then you got the young people. There's an interesting way into the story for almost anybody.
Did you ever want to be a movie star?
No.
Oh, come on, look at you.
Oh, thank you, but no. I like behind the cameras a lot better.
Okay.
A lot easier.
Well, thank you so much. It was
Thank you.
fun. It's great. I mean,